Want to live in the Okanagan sunshine, but you're a little bit stuck? Kelowna, Vernon, or maybe Salmon Arm. They all look beautiful. They all have lakes, so which one is the one that is right for you? Well, as someone who has lived and worked in the North Okanagan for years now and helped tons of people decide on this exact same thing, I have some thoughts. Stick with me because by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly which Okanagan city fits your lifestyle, your budgets, and your goals. And I will also tell you how to download our absolutely free Vernon and/or Salmon Arm relocation package. I'm Laura Reners with Remax Vernon Salt Fowler, your local Okanagan Realtor. Every single week, we want to share what it is really like to live and work and invest in the Okanagan. From the best neighborhoods to hidden local secrets, we want to be able to share that with you. Now let's dive into the Okanagan showdown. Vernon versus Kelowna versus Salmon Arm. Let's start with the overall vibe. We have a big difference here between all three cities. Kelowna is the biggest, it's fast-paced, it's modern, and growing like crazy. It's got the nightlife, it's got the restaurants, and it has that kind of mini Vancouver energy. But with all that comes traffic, noise, and of course a higher cost of living. The population of Kelowna itself is nearly 160,000, it may actually be more than that. However, the whole central Okanagan is more likely 255,000, so it's maybe too big. Then there's Salmon Arm, the quiet achiever. It's small, slower, and feels a little bit more rural. But the community spirit there is second to none. If you love peace, space, and that little small town warmth, then that's gonna be your spot. The population is estimated at 20,900 for 2025, and that's just Salmon Arm. The whole Columbia Shuswap Regional District is 57,512, so maybe it's too small. Vernon, on the other hand, strikes that sweet spot. It's big enough to have everything you need, but it's still small enough that you still may run into friends and family in the grocery store. Now, the other thing about it is that it is closer to the Kelowna airport, which tends to come up a lot. Let's talk population. It's estimated in 2025 that it's just shy of 50,000, with the North Okanagan total at 91,610 for 2021. Now, I couldn't find an estimate for 2025. However, I suspect it's probably verging on about 100,000, so almost double the Shuswap. And Vernon is about half the size of Kelowna, so it's just right. Depends on what you want. Okay, let's talk about the part that everyone cares about. Money. As of late 2025, here's the breakdown. Kelowna's average home price sits around that $1,082,000. The Vernon average home price comes in at $782,000, and Salmon Arm is about $760,000. So if you're moving from Vancouver or say Victoria, all three are still relatively affordable comparatively, but Vernon and Salmon Arm are definitely giving you more house for your dollar than comparison to Kelowna. Add to that Vernon and Salmon Arm's total cost of living tend to be a little bit lower, most likely because of the housing affordability. However, it also seems that, according to Numbeo, restaurant meals are lower in Vernon and especially rent. Rent is way lower in Vernon than it is in Kelowna. And then in Salmon Arm, compared to Vernon, Vernon is a bit higher, but not enough in most categories to speak of. Now, let's talk about location and the convenience of that location. Geography plays a huge role here. Kelowna has the international airport, which is a big deal if you travel often. Plus, tons of amenities, big box stores, and a really good hospital. Oh, and a Costco. Everyone asks about it at Costco, and that's an important bonus. And Vernon is about half the size of Kelowna. Vernon is only about 45 minutes north of Kelowna, so close enough for easy airport runs or shopping trips, but far enough to avoid the hustle and bustle and the congestion. A bit further from Costco, but still 40 minutes, no biggie. Vernon is still very close to almost everything, but a bit of a drive, and you can be out of some of the madness of the larger centers, so it just depends on what you're looking for. Salmon Arm is another 45 minutes past Vernon, so super scenic but a bit more remote. It's perfect if you want that peaceful, slower pace, but it's not ideal if you need a quick access to the airport or major services. Think hospitals or bigger box stores. Before we move on, let's talk about making sure that you like this video and please hit the subscribe button as we are posting new videos just like this every single week. Also, We're going to be posting videos of houses and just other cool information that you want to know about real estate in our area. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, or just curious about the area that we call home, be sure to call, text, or email us and just add salt. Now we will look at schools. So family life and community. If you have kids, then this section is going to be very important to you. Let's look at Kelowna first. So Kelowna offers more school options, including many private and specialty programs. One thing to consider is that classes may be potentially larger there, although because it is the 5th largest school system in the province, there may also be more resources and you may see programs running more frequently. Let's move over to Vernon. It offers a balanced mix of good public schools, including we have the French Immersion School, and then also we have elementary schools and a couple of private schools as well, but they're mostly faith-based, based out of Vernon. So think the Christian school. And then there's also at the post-secondary level, you're going to see places like the Okanagan College and some schools that do get better reviews than others. So it definitely pays to do your research, but before buying in an area, it's important that you look at the catchment areas for the schools that interest you and your family. Salmon Arm shines in the community feel and everything about the area is smaller schools. It's said to have more hands-on teachers, and of course that comes with a little bit more close-knit energy where everyone's looking out for each other. There's lots of good reviews on the schools in that area, and mostly it's just about how far you want to drive. The Shuswap is pretty spread out, so be mindful that kids are always going to be needing, not always, but most often going to be needing to be here and there and everywhere. Vernon is the all-season playground. It has 2 lakes, so Okanagan and Kalmalka. It has Silver Star Ski Resort, which is 25 minutes away. Then of course you have golf. There are a couple wineries, but if you want to do wineries, you're gonna have to go further south, Lake Country, Kelowna, and then further south from there. There's also tons of hiking, but it's less crowded than Kelowna. For Salmon Arm, it's all about the serenity. The waterfront, the parks, the trails, the walkability to downtown. There's tons of community events. It's a little bit slower and simpler, and it's more peaceful. If you want to get even smaller, there's tons of communities around the Shuswap. So think Sycamoose, for example, where you could go and take a houseboat, or you could head to Blind Bay, Eagle Bay, North Shuswap, etc. So lots and lots of smaller little hamlets too, where incidentally you can short-term rental. Currently, it is exempt from the short-term rental ban, but that may change. But for now, something to consider. In other words, Kelowna equals energy. Vernon equals balance, and Salmon Arm equals calm. So, where should you live? Here is the bottom line. If you want that big city energy and you don't mind paying for it, go to Kelowna. If you want a bit more balance and convenience and that true 4 seasons Okanagan lifestyle, without the chaos maybe, go to Vernon. And if you want the peace, the community, and a space to breathe, then go to Salmon Arm. They're all incredible. It just depends on what kind of lifestyle you want to build for your family and, of course, your budget. So which Okanagan city is calling your name? Whether it's Vernon, Salmon Arm, or even Kelowna, we at Salt Fowler can help you compare the pros, the cons, and the prices in real time of what we're seeing, so you can make sure that you make a choice that is right for your family. Now, as promised earlier, here's how to download our free relocation package. For Vernon, you're gonna wanna go to vernonrelocation.com. For Salmon Arm and the Shuswap, you're gonna go to salmonarmrelocation.com. And the best part, it's absolutely free.